Let's go back to 2001. What happened?
Well, in 2001, I was involved with the Earth Liberation Front, and I was involved in two separate arsons in 1 year. One was at a company called Superior Lumber Corporation that was logging in old-growth forests in Oregon and the Northwest. The other was a company called Jefferson Poplar Farms, which I believe was involved in genetic engineering tree research. So I was involved in this group. We did these two arsons. I had severe reservations about being involved in destroying property, but I felt very strongly about the issues.
Dibby is one of the remaining 2 fugitives out of 11 wanted by the FBI for the agency says is at least 25 domestic terrorism criminal acts, causing almost $50 million in damage. Part of an eco-terrorism group known as the Family, connected to the Earth and Animal Liberation Fronts. Almost a dozen members now serving time behind bars already.
All right, switching gears again now to expand more on a topic that we touched on last night. Our Kyle Aboshi, you might have seen, interviewed a retired federal prosecutor who worked on a lot of cases involving violent left-wing protesters, specifically groups that became known as eco-terrorists. It was a rather infamous chapter in Oregon's history, like the 1998 burning of a Forest Service building in Medford, the torching of an animal research facility in Olympia, also in the late 90s, or that one there, the toppling of a BPA tower in 2000 outside Bend. Those were all high-profile incidents from groups like the Early Liberation Front or the Animal Liberation Front.
The FBI is looking for those who torched these $30,000 SUVs Friday. It's the second arson in less than a year at this Eugene car dealership. Among the potential suspects, the Earth Liberation Front.
Today in court, Dibby pleaded not guilty to 3 counts involving arson. He's accused of taking part in burning down a meatpacking plant in Redmond, Oregon in 1997. He's also facing arson charges in California and Washington. Now, the FBI has spent more than a decade tracking down members of what it calls a domestic terrorism cell, with a 60-count indictment against all of them.
One of the biggest collection of this kind of extremist activity in the history of the United States.
Members of the Earth Liberation Front say it's okay to destroy property in an effort to save the environment. It draws attention to their cause. It inflicts economic damage.
The third goal in a lot of these actions is to create an atmosphere of threat that says if you're an entity out there, if you're somebody else who's destroying the natural environment, you may be considered the next target of the ELF or a group like them.
ELF is a group of people who, because peaceful methods in their opinion have not worked, they have gone one step further.
Using fire destroyed a significant portion of them. The actions were intended to destroy corporate property. We took extreme precautions in these actions so that we wouldn't harm anyone. But after the second arson, I became incredibly disenchanted with the use of fire. I saw the rebound effect. I thought about how dangerous it was and the lives that we put at risk by igniting basically a $1.5 million arson at Jefferson Poplar Farms. Along with some other issues, it just led to me leaving the group and moving on with life, getting back to the activism that I had been involved with for the last 10 years.